Uitiguyam, Honsu Ibiru, Honsu Garinagu, Uitiguyam. Y de ahí, Mabruiga Garinagu, estamos aquí cada domingo hablando de temas de la cultura garífuna, de temas que le afectan a la cultura garífuna. Hey, cuz, how you doing? We're just getting started. We're gonna have Ruben Reyes tonight, who is a leader from the Garifuna community. He's gonna be talking to us about a new organization and give us the nuts and bolts about that organization and what he's doing and so forth in the community. What's up, John? Long time no see. Lillian Palacio, saludos. So I'm waiting for Esther. Greetings. Hey, Melissa. How you guys doing tonight? Good evening. It's a very good evening, cuz. Very good evening. A lot of things going on. Um, maybe too much going on, but everything is well. I hope everything is well on your end. Give Tia Mami regards. Tia Esma. I gotta stop by over there to show her Joe's, to show her how big he got. But tonight we're gonna be talking with Mr. Ruben Reyes. We're trying to organize our community. What's up, brother Joseph? Teresa Martinez, Buitiguño, Mabriga Honsungainago, either here. So I'm bringing in brother. Hey, Jackie. So we could start this dialogue. Um, like I said before, we're trying to organize our community. There's a lot of things going on with us as a community. Trevor, Mabriga Hon, either here.
Mabruiga, man, maganda pwede bia man.
Uwa digat.
Okay, aba isa ni Ruben gawan Pablo Blanco la yano ha Ruben Reyes pusena na subudiyo aheng wala be bagabane. Abuite na ba ibiri Ruben?
Buite na ba ibiri Trevor, buite na ba ibiri Pablo Blanco. Busugas na hong song ibu henyo. Ha gaba habano Mabruiga Garifuna orale. Seremi luagu hakumbi atinda ukunye. Seremi geti luagu hanuguni yanu le lonti terebula lungo telutu le televidu.
Oh, okay. Buite gati wagabani buidu ibiri. Sereme hon lo hadume awama la daga oto ke moga gaino luti wa fasa ali gibeti kate luti wa fasa ali. So gayati me wadume ha lida chumag musu lida heon ludu na musu ge lida garifuna. Na daga nuge ge na fende na ladume hon garifuna. So busen na lu le give la hadume garifuna buite mati no lu na fende ni.
Okay.
Ni bon luagu kumbe honi uti mege iwayano be luagu ro yenye kukanda amamu ya songrege ha hibagi grege ha gaba bani ko ayo beni uru semege seremi ni atige bu luagu palama chu lo mbarg toni sima biyenye wanyenye buitu tima rutilira saragu inebete lege no but nabo
Sereme.
So Mabruiga Garinagu Hawanigu Trevor Palacio Nuya ya California. Lumanibu ganya Pablo Blanco yano yoru buite chiliri ni Lu Mabruiga Garinagu.
Buite chuli honsu madago ha heyo banyo oto.
So Pablo, here we are today. We have the interim current president of Garifuna Nation on the line. This is going to be a two-part series. We're going to continue it next week with the interim president of the International Garifuna Council. So this is part one today with Ruben Reyes. Pablo, before we go into the questions, if we could give the people a quick run over as to who we are as Mabruiga Garinagu and why we're here today as a Garifuna media and the importance of supporting it. And we could go straight into the show with Ruben Reyes.
Well, we need our own media network. This is us in trying to create one. Not trying, but we're actually doing it. We need to discuss topics that affect and have an effect on our community.
Right.
There's so many things going on with us in Honduras and in Central America, and here in America as well. There isn't a mode of communication for us to dialogue about these things, and this is the my attempt to do that, to connect all of us throughout the diaspora, and having these weekly talks with persons from the Garifuna community and friends of the Garifuna community that care enough to help us in our plight as an indigenous community. Earlier on, I was watching Brother Kenny Castillo's show. He's part of the network as well. He was talking with Felix Valentin Lopez from Ofrane, who is a brother who I met about 5 years ago. And they're talking about the consulta previa and these laws that they're trying to implement in Honduras right now to, in actuality, displace the Garifuna community.
Okay.
So these types of conversation are very crucial. The conversation with Mr. Ruben Reyes are very crucial in regards to how we're going to buffer our existence in Honduras, because this law is about to go on Congress, from what I understand, from what Brother Kenny Castillo was saying. It's about to go on Congress. You know that there's 7 Garinagu in Congress now.
Right.
I'm not sure how it is, whether they have to get a majority like it is here in America. Um, but these laws are very important to our existence as an indigenous community because, again, we have communal land. How does that work out if these laws are implemented?
Right. Right.
So these types of conversations we got to have as a community, and Mabruiga Garinagu tries to shed a light on our community and these type of conversations and what affects us.
Exactly. And we have Kenny Castillo actually watching with us. Kenny Castillo, Buite de Banveyu, Greg Flores, Buite de Banveyu, Santi Mangarifuna, Donna Madden, Buite de Banveyu, Joseph Flores, Buite de Banveyu. So we're Belo Alido Yanule, Ugunya Luma Ibri Ruben Reyes, La Yanu Hawama, Lume Leguon, Kate La Garifuna Nation. Él va a hablar con Ruben Reyes, va a hablar con nosotros. Él nos va a decir qué es Garifuna, la Garifuna Nación. Lean a Ruben Reyes, Won, Kate La Barua Garifuna Le, Uwago Bay, Wonda Go Wele, Lona when you was having a K Garina Guluhamu, Wonda Guluhamu Veredu. So, Biama Bay, parte Yanu Le, Uyume Wayanu Huluma Ibri Ruben Reyes. Semana de más me le lube liabi dígame wayano hakuma ibiri Joyce Cayetano leader again International Garifuna Council. So ibiri Ruben Reyes sing what Faye do you da I go on to be here go on kate la Garifuna Nation Bay kala samino bay le da able gnile.
We are going to make it Trevor. Barua Garifuna, Barua is nation, nación. Barua Garifuna, aba ibagari, hani Garinagu, habuga buga wagubanya yurumeje, ama reberu bayawari ke yurume.
Right.
Aba wawaru dagu lidong ubo kibri mor guindura balisi wadima lunigaro. La kumerika kweto. Ayan gwa buga wabiri guwari ke gwa yurume.
Yeah,
Agura hombe wa guru no be boye ke la debo wa genda kuni alundu na kiti ga babarua la diga le afio hati alundu na tarat ma lularara muriku mafio hanti.
Okay, Pablo Blanco.
Yes.
My actual phone here just died. The
Okay.
one that I had with Brother Ruben Reyes. Do you have another line that you could actually utilize there to call him in?
Another line. Hold on a second.
Maybe a landline of some sort like that. Ferudu humawate abate we fedu ni Ruben Reyes aba lowe nigaga muya la yele way ibiri Ruben Reyes so woche kwa hamuga lebelu lido yano wama leader aba Ferudu humawa ga huma musu paciencia wama wadiga lega wana obey loon goana lame le chilu du mure hu dido huba.
Can you inbox me the number? Is that possible?
Yeah.
Or can you?
Yeah. Nona,
Does he still have the same number?
yeah, Ruben Reyes, yeah, give me 1 second. Phil, do my with that.
Say that again. Hello? I didn't hear you. Look like Trevor's number or his phone died. Ok, ya regresamos con el hermano. Ya regresamos con el hermano y el otro hermano, Ruben. Déme tratar de comunicar con ellos porque la conversación acaba de empezar. Otro luego ya no le sigue unir. So na ba mensa ya lo comunica mano. So we're trying to get. Okay, we got brother Trevor back. You guys just bear with me for a second while I add him back.
All right, Brother Pablo, can you hear me?
Okay. Yes. Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, Brother Ruben, can you say something though so that Pablo can hear you? Okay, wait. All right, Ferudu Humawa, Hon Hayao, Hawama, we let down and Madden, Hon Sungu, Seremiti Logo Hapa. We want to thank all of you for your patience. We had a little bit of technical difficulty there. So right now, once again, we have Ruben Reyes on the line. He is the president of Garifuna Nation. And Brother Ruben, if you could start again by giving us a breakdown, an explanation briefly, because people don't know what the Garifuna Nation is. And when we lost you, you were given a quick history of the exile and how we got to where we're at in this point. If you could go ahead and continue. And if you could also translate into English, Spanish, and Garifuna simultaneously, and saying as much as you can, as little as possible.
Garifuna Nation is the Garifuna community that were fighting the British in Uruming. It's the Garifuna ethnicity that was born in Uruming. It's a black group now, but it's born to native Carib, Arawak, and African people. We were born in San Vincent, and San Vincent was our motherland. Así como nosotros nacimos en San Vicente, es una isla en el Caribe, somos hijos de los indios arahuacos Caribe y de los africanos. Nacimos a una nación, la nación sanvicentina, una nación que ya existía mucho antes de que llegaran los españoles. De ahí nosotros fuimos puestos en el exilio por los ingleses en 1797. Lida irumu milu sedu sa gadru 27. Lige haguru ni walundu na nyenye, habara chune walu rubado. Migru wa muti wa gabri kei barua. Barua meme gidua ugunye veyu, lausu awahi la gana wa palisi, nigarawa, wadimalu, indura, labu mariga, lumageti hao, eredru by wari kwa jagata yurume. We did not lose our nationhood status, even though we've been 221 years in the exile, because we are located in Nicaragua, Guatemala, Belize, Honduras, and now the United States, plus our people who were left behind in Uruming, in San Vincent. We did not lose our status of nationhood because we are still one people. We practice one culture, one language, and we do have one identity. So we are recognized as such by the United Nations. Now, what is Garifuna Nation today? We are trying to revive the status, to bring it back to a legal status. And that's an effort that we need to do. We must do it. Because tenemos la obligación de reestructurar la nación garífuna, de restaurarla a un nivel legal. Because we have a lot of adversities ahead of us. Tenemos muchas adversidades enfrente de nosotros. Estamos perdiendo la batalla porque estamos enfrentando un monstruo y lo estamos haciendo desperdigados, pedacitos por pedacitos. Un pedacito en Guatemala luchando, un pedacito en Triunfo luchando, otro pedacito en Vallecito luchando, un pedacito en Guatemala luchando. Murusu Ogenga Guapalisi, Murusu Trompu, Murusu Faya, Murusu Guatemala, Murusu Yameriga, dale Guarín y luego Mondaru Guamuti, no unificamos nuestro esfuerzo para tener un solo frente y tener una sola batalla y triunfar. Por esta razón es que es importante que nosotros nos afrontemos a los problemas como una sola nación. Esta responsabilidad, legitimoso lo veo, agagi butago lo megi tile, que sigue aba barua, aba lila na Mabruiga Garinagu A solida en la banda ya muplas, ta halilo wayabi lugawara la wafate hanu megi tulita aba, que sigue aba grigia, que gubego dale yurume ngidwa, lumon que la igezu wapara chuno wagero. Dada luti Garinagu na dagi melita aba, ani hanga rugweto wadita dago, Larisi dosima watamina, Lachu dosima wow, abide luwaida bala wanyuru luago aba dabula. Our grandparents, our forefathers used to work together. They used to do it soon after they arrived to Honduras. And then they were able to arrange and fix all their problems. Hoy día nosotros tenemos dificultades para trabajar juntos. Entonces tenemos que volvernos a saber, sentarnos a la mesa como lo hicieron nuestros ancestros y nuestros padres. Por esa razón es la gran importancia de tener una nación, de reactivar nuestra nación. Y de lo básico de ello. Casi busiemba ya hategumi. Y vestido, wanigo, ese vestido tida hondaru. Dale baguaru o megi tuate hondaru ti barua, Samina tio logo a banega la barawe. Este benya lenya habai. Samina tio gawara hamani sum mege tiarentera. Uti unia bahada ge kita ge bui wonder unto gapastu lutarentera ni mege silene ge flash wow. Ninguna de nuestras organizaciones desperdigadas por todo el mundo tiene la capacidad de corregir los problemas que tiene el pueblo garífuna. De lo contrario, ya se hubieran resuelto. None of our existing organizations throughout the world are capable of handling and correcting the Garifuna problem.
Right.
Otherwise, they would have done it so far.
Agreed. We have a couple of questions. Pablo, move over a little bit to your right.
You mean to my left?
Yeah, there you go. There you go. To your left. There you go. If we could go ahead and raise a couple of questions real quick. We have Liz Gonzalez. She's from St. Vincent, lives in the United States. Donna, I don't know exactly where you're from. Comunicador Garifuna, él está en Honduras. Santimán está en Tennessee. Kenny Castillo está ahí en Honduras. Greg Flores está en Los Angeles. If we could raise a couple of questions, and we're asking each one of you, if you have a question, type your question, and Pablo and I will ask your question, and it will be directed to the president of Garifuna Nation, Ruben Reyes, who at this period of time is actually the president and the leader of Garifuna Nation, our nation. Pablo, if we could start with maybe one of your questions that you may have for Brother Ruben Reyes, and then Donna, Menes de Griag, Marlon Valerio, si tienen una pregunta, que lo pregunten ahorita aquí y lo vamos a preguntar a Presidente Ruben Reyes. Pablo Blanco.
So, in this stage in our history, Brother Ruben eloquently stated our trajectory through, St. Vincent, now Honduras, and so forth. And we are a nation. We definitely are a nation. Where is the Garifuna Nation now as an organization in trying to reach out or to legalize Garifuna Nation so that we could take our plight to the United Nations and all these other international structures to make a case for ourselves from America? Because I believe there's another grassroots organization in Honduras that's doing that. But I think we need that type of organization here in America.
Okay, where we are today is the first answer. Where we are today, we are everywhere. The Garifuna people that are making cassava in Porvenir, in Tigniriba, in Mañali, that is those are the entrepreneurs of the Garifuna Nation. The Garifuna people who are fighting the land in Paya through Ofrane and Tambo Creek and Trinco de la Cruz and everywhere else, that's the Garifuna Nation in the move. That's the Garifuna Nation in resistance. The Garinagu people who are bringing the Garifuna music to life, in training the new people, the new young men and girls, to practice their culture. That's the Garifuna Nation in the move. Las personas que están trabajando y peleando por nuestra tierra hoy día, esa es la nación garífuna. Las personas que están horneando casabe, produciendo, son emprendedores, sí. Están en Honduras y en diferentes partes. Esa es la nación garífuna en movimiento. Las personas que están haciendo cualquier tipo de desarrollo a cualquier nivel que sea y en cualquier lugar, esa es la nación garífuna en movimiento. La diga ley lo mutiaña, ley mutiaña, ley bea gain do tiumu, ley bea afro tigarao, ley bea vima do tifunga guardo capi le garifuna golpi. No mutia lugo alawe begit na lula wasero, abuna cubano mona tida ageirage. Garifuna parua tura, tawasero ya garifuna parua. Nosotros estamos avanzando a un nivel vertiginoso. No hay una nación que haya nacido en poco tiempo y que haya desarrollado tanto como lo hemos hecho nosotros en el exilio. There is not a single nation that is a new nation in this world that have fights that the wars that we fought against the biggest empire of this era, which was the British Empire, that has succeeded even in the exile, you know, where we are today.
Right.
No, ninguna otra organización, ninguna otra nación ha desarrollado de tanto como lo hemos hecho nosotros.
Right.
Por eso les digo ahorita, toda la nación garífuna que está escuchando. That's why I told everyone, right? I can tell everyone right now, all the Garinagu people who are listening and everybody else, that we are a very successful nation. We are successful people,
right.
and we are resilient people. We will never give up. We have never give up. We don't know about giving up. That's why there is still Garifuna. That's why we have our own territory, our own community. And this is not something that will normally be measured as a success of a nation. But we, the Garifuna, have to push for it.
Right.
Because it is ours. It is our success. Let's not buy into those people who are thinking that we are failures,
right.
that we don't have good leadership, that we don't know about development, that we don't know about nationhood. No podemos nosotros quedarnos sentados y escuchar a aquellas personas que quieren echarnos al suelo, haciéndonos pensar de que no tenemos desarrollo, que no sabemos de nación, que no sabemos de organización y que no tenemos liderazgo. Eso es muy falso.
Agreed.
El sistema garífuna no se puede medir a través del sistema europeo. Somos totalmente diferentes porque existimos aquí mucho antes que los europeos y nuestro sistema ya estaba implementado. We should not be measured with the same rules as the European system because we were already here before them and we had rules prior to them.
Right.
That's the system that we are implementing today. Now let's measure us by what we do in our community. Who comes and build the church in our community? Who come and build the community center in our community? Who comes and build the school building in our community? And the homes, those are built by the Garifuna people. Everything, including the electrical wiring, the potable water in our community is built by us. Now I'm going to say the same in English, in Spanish. Nosotros somos autoeficientes. Nadie viene a construir el centro comunal, la iglesia, el sistema educativo, los edificios que están ahí los construimos nosotros, el pueblo. El sistema de agua potable, el alambrado eléctrico, lo construyó el pueblo. Es más, el alambrado eléctrico, el Estado nos esclavizó porque nos hizo compañeros trabajando y no nos pagó ni nos dio remuneración tampoco, siendo una empresa lucrativa. Eso lo tenemos que averiguar más adelante. Pero nosotros somos muy eficientes. Gongwa Hatua, Bunawa Motuluba Prende, Bunawa Motuluba Atuati, Bunawa Motuluba Ultu, Bunawa Mutuaba, Eba Walda Muti Wayala Tiwageira, Eba Walda Muti Tuna Wageira. Kamo Mutu Digabanilira, Anyahati, Arienga, Abidela Loago Tikati Wong, Mipara, Subudi Wamuti Loago Tikati Amu, the Subudi Wamuti Dalbala Wadigu Wongwa, and Iwati Taba Abuti. Nosotros no tenemos un líder. We don't have one leader.
No, not unfortunate.
You know why? Because that's very fortunate. Because we are a leader. Each Garifuna is a leader. Cada Garifuna es un líder. Cada wada ya pa abuti. So here ngutiti badar un sungu belido huyu que vive watao. La dole chuti wa sungu lo cada wada. Por eso es difícil que nos metan a todos en un hoyo oscuro donde nos perdamos. Porque cada uno de nosotros utiliza su liderazgo, ¿verdad? Y es muy difícil tratar con el pueblo garífuna. También es muy difícil de liderarlo. It is very difficult to lead the Garifuna people because each one of us is a leader. Therefore, we are very fortunate and it's very difficult, maybe impossible, to throw us all into one hole and get lost.
Right.
That's why, and let me tell you this, brothers and sisters, that's the reason why we still practice our good. Because the church, you know, have not been able to put us all in the church, in their religion.
Right.
La iglesia, una muestra es que la iglesia no ha podido envolcarnos en su religión.
Right.
¿Verdad? El sistema del gobierno no ha podido envolvernos para que perdamos nuestro idioma a pesar de que nos prohibieron. Entonces esas son muestras de que nosotros somos difíciles de gobernar y démosle gracias a nuestros ancestros y a nuestra comunidad por eso.
Okay, and Brother Ruben, we have, and we definitely agree with you that Garifuna people again are resilient, and as you said, You know, there's a saying that says, "Too many chiefs, not enough Indians." And in our Garifuna community, that's partially a problem, where there are too many chiefs and not enough Indians. Even though all of us are you right? I'm not disagreeing with you. You are absolutely right. We're all chiefs. We're all leaders, but there has to be some kind of structure, if that is what we're going to consider as leadership, that structure for us to follow as a whole, so that we end up in a better situation. I want to bring you down to a question by Teresa Martinez. Teresa Martinez says, every time I go to Honduras, there are additional businesses, communities being built near Garifuna communities. Who are the Canadians buying land from? What will protect the Garifuna communities from colonization and gentrification from the Canadians? Brother Ruben, before you answer that question, I want to name Pablo Blanco. You have something to say, but I want to name
Yes,
most of the Canadians. Two of the most crucial Canadians we need to pay attention to are Randy Jurgensen and Patrick and Larry Forsyth. They're the ones causing the biggest problems from the Garifuna community. And Brother Pablo, Sandra Miranda Abadi Easoning from Belize. Brother Pablo, if you could respond, say what you have to say, and we can let Brother Ruben answer Teresa Martinez's question.
well, prior to Teresa, there's a question posed by Sister Jessica Gutierrez Ruiz. ¿Cómo podemos hacer para unirnos y luchar bajo una sola bandera? I think Ruben already answered that question, and the fact that in westernized societies, because remember, we're indigenous people. We
Right.
don't necessarily follow, the way that Western people think and their logic. Remember,
Right.
we're
Right.
indigenous and we haven't crossed that path yet in organizing ourselves, rather. We're still used to
Right.
the way that we've traditionally done things. But the issue with that is what's going on now with this aggressive travel tourism industry that they're placing in Honduras,
Right.
and basically we're in a situation where we're very vulnerable to be displaced because of this tourism and travel industry that Honduras wants to implement in our territories. So that question by Jessica Gutierrez Ruiz is important because we do have communities, and I have to go back to autonomy. We have to, incorporate that into our language, into our everyday language, that are autonomous, meaning that they're not governed by any particular government in a country.
Right.
So this posed my question to Ibiri Reyes: how can we um, initiate that process of autonomy, of living in Honduras, but independently of the laws of Honduras? Because I believe that's the proper way to go for us as a community.
Definitely, Brother Pablo Blanco, and thank you for asking that question. The only answer I have, actually, the only solution that we have to the Garifuna problem is an organizational response.
Agree.
We need to organize ourselves.
I agree.
And the way we need to do it is that just like Joseph Satuye did, let me give you a brief history. I like always prove my case. You know, the way Satuye became the paramount chief, it was not because he became a commander-in-chief. You know, we don't have a commander-in-chief. Satuye was a strategist. He knew about strategy, and he knew about psychology. He knew his people. He knew that if he command his people to do something, they're not going to do it. So he will give them the information about where the enemy is coming from and where they can set an ambush, where they can possibly set an ambush. And then he will allow them to participate. He will say, well, I don't know how we can do this. So who has an idea? And then a lot of people will raise their hand and say, well, I think I can take my platoon and intersect the guys at this particular point. And then he will say, well, you think you can do it? What about you guys? What do they say?
Right.
And then, aba hodi, aba habigini hataki. Dale la parunwa, ichigudna, aba hodi aduge la do sungu be hagia subudi hamuti, kabala haduga, do mohali umayala.
Right.
How does that relate to our case as a nation today?
Right.
The different Garifuna organizations will never come together if you try to command them into doing it. You have to include them. So the thing is that there is a current leadership in our Garifuna organization that are no longer thinking as Garinagu people from those days. They are westernized people. They're thinking of Western society today.
Okay, but it goes back to the question that Teresa Martinez is talking about. And while you're touching up that point, if you can simultaneously answer that, what we can do to protect Garifuna properties from colonization and gentrification by the Canadians, and also if you have an answer to it, who is selling the land to the Canadians?
I am trying to answer that, Brother Trevor.
Go ahead.
And you're not going to get an answer from me for the direct question as far as the Canadian.
Okay.
Because the Canadian is just one problem that Garifuna Nation is facing.
Okay.
The language laws is another problem that Garifuna Nation is facing. You know, the laws of our young people, the laws of our ways. They're losing the garifunadua, the way how to be Garifuna. Those are serious issues the same way we're losing our land. Now, the solution for those things is that we must come together and like Brother Pablo is asking, how can we become registered, you know, as a Garifuna nation? Now, how we can do that is my answer. That's where my answer is going to be, and that's the way we're going to be able to face the Canadian. We don't face the Canadian in Honduras because the Canadian has bought the Honduran government,
right,
you know, and the local government also in Giriga and in Trujillo, especially in Trujillo.
Right.
So the people in Giriga, the people in the Garifuna community are fighting the guy, but who's supporting him is the government, the local government. So what can we do? Right. In order to stop him? Not even Ofran has been able to stop the guy at this point. They have risked their life and they can't stop him. He's still ongoing, advertising for retirees in Canada and other places. Right. So it means that whatever system we are using right now is not working because we are not ready for it. But if we do, and Brother Paulo, you know that if we start lobbying in the United States, we are taxpayers here. That our people have been abused. In certain part of the world, you know, our Congress people and senators will have to do something about it.
Agreed.
Because we are taxpayers here. Therefore, I agree with you, Brother Pablo, that the United States is intrinsic place, you know, to be able to start this fight or to start the registration of the movement of Garifuna Nation. And that's the reason why it started here. Because this is where we can do something about. Okay. But we have to include our people from Guatemala, Belize, San Vincent, Nicaragua, because they are organizations that represent our people, supposedly represent the best interests of our people. And we should be working with them instead of trying to reinvent the wheel and going to reorganize every country. But what happens when you face those people? What happens when you invite them to come and form the Garifuna Nation? You know what you get? You get blockage. They don't understand the concept. Therefore, they're not going to join the movement because they don't know it's their responsibility to do so. It's not mine. It's not yours. It's their responsibility as the leader of every one of those countries. They should have been the one bringing this nation together again. But they're not ready. Therefore, we cannot afford to wait for them.
No, we can't.
So we'll have to do our movement, Brother Pablo Blanco. The Garifuna Nation, the movement has started. But we need every able leader or available or intelligent person that has a love for his community and a love and knowledge that the Garifuna Nation should exist. Those are the people we're calling nowadays. Those are the people we need. As long as those people won't show up, we are not going to have a registered nation. Now, let me tell you about the process. We must be able to prove that we are one nation. Because when we do register and attempt the application, fill the application, they're going to go to every one of these countries and they're going to ask anyone, do you know about Garifuna Nation?
Right.
Are you part of the Garifuna Nation? They're going to say, no, I don't know about them. So therefore, we're going to be denied. All right? So we have to do everything necessary to be able to make sure we educate our people. We get them involved so they can form their nation. The nation is already registered in the United States as an organization. But we need to bring in the people so we got the legal grounds to be able to work. But the people need to come and utilize this registration so they can be legally in the United States, including the representation of all the other countries. But they have to be authentic, and that's the way we've been doing it. That's the way we've been trying to do. But our major blockage starts with the Garifuna organization, with the major organization in each one of those countries. So I'm pledging to the people, I'm asking you, make sure you tell the Garinagu leaders in Belize, in Guatemala, in Honduras, that they need to form the Garifuna Nation. You need to ask them to do so, because it is their responsibility to follow you, because you are the sovereign, you are the people, we are the people. So as long as they don't join, it's going to be very difficult, or we're going to have to bypass them and go and organize our people ourselves and be able to form and reestablish our nation.
Ibiri Ruben, Garifuna.
If you allow me one second,
Sure,
please,
sure, go ahead.
Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
What I was about to say is that Garifuna received the patrimony from UNESCO.
Yep,
Our language, music, and dance is a patrimony to humanity, Trevor. To humanity.
Intangible heritage.
Well, I was looking for the whole, blurb over here. I'm on the UNESCO site right now.
Right.
I mean, knowing that, I don't think every Garifuna person understand the magnitude of that patrimony.
Hey, you know what it means?
Which is a problem.
You know what it means is Anna Love, Gimbo, Milton, Sandra Miranda, Teresa, Valerie, Menes, Donna, Ruben Reyes, Liz Gonzalez, Comunicador Garifuna, Santiman, Kenny Castillo.
Trevor. Leslie Nero, that surname Nero in Urume is is concentrated in the Greg's area. That's Greg's is a Garifuna village in Urume.
Right. Okay.
And Jean Baptiste was the chief in Greg's that helped Satuye when the British were coming. Okay. So Leslie Nero, what's up, sis? How you doing? Mabruiga Garinagu A. Hope you're watching us and just trying to ingest what we're doing here. We're currently on the phone with Brother Ruben Reyes. He's a member, well, he's the leader of Garifuna Nation. And we're basically trying to organize our community here in America and in Central America. Here's the thing, Trevor. Historically, we have a case in the International Court of Justice, of criminal justice.
2015.
Reason being because we could, if we could unite the community and talk as one, we could. I don't know what the process is to bring in cases against the British government, the French government, and the Spanish government. We have a case against them because of the war crimes that they committed against our people in St. Vincent. First.
I am back.
First,
thank you, Brother Pablo.
No problem, BBD. I'm glad I got EBD back online because you need to understand this, EBD Ruben. The International Court of Justice, there's a criminal court internationally. We have a case with that court in terms of the genocide that the British government, and we could bring in the French too, because they played a role in our exile to Honduras. In Honduras, we have a case against the Spanish government because the Spanish persecuted us in Honduras. So these are three countries in which we have a case against: the British for the genocide in Baliso because they killed a lot of our ancestors there, the French who aided and abetted them,
The Spanish, once we got to Honduras, they persecuted us because we know oral tradition told us that Gulisi, Satuye's daughter, they were killing her kids. So she had to flee with her children, her boys, to Belize when they got to Honduras.
Right.
So this is a case that
Yes.
the Garifuna nation has to take on as a community.
But it's not ready.
We have to take that case on. We're talking about millions and millions, maybe trillions of dollars. Let's see
Right.
how much they gave to the Japanese people for the internment camps over here in California and America. We
Right.
gotta see how much they give to the Jewish people. We gotta see how much they give to the Maasai people. We have against these three nations, but we cannot accomplish this unless we're united.
Yeah, no, that's right, exactly.
Now that's the kicker. We cannot accomplish this unless we're united. Because in order to take a court case, there's a law firm in Great Britain that handles these type of cases. You know, here lawyers charge at least $500 an hour. This is an international law firm. We could just imagine how much they charge.
Right. But they'll take it though, because the money contingent wise, the money is going to be there. And before we get back to Ruben Reyes saying what he has to say, Kevin Ramirez, Abba Isani, I wanted
What
to
up,
go
Kev?
back. I wanted to break down to the people what the UNESCO proclamation actually meant in 2001 when it declared the Garifuna people as an intangible heritage to humanity. What that exactly means in literal terms is you are a living treasure. Cada una persona que es garífuna es un tesoro que está viviendo. Cada sun grigia que vivan de ver Ruben Reyes. I want to be he to have we do garifuna. Every garifuna person is a living treasure. And what that means is you are protected under international law.
As indigenous. We are indigenous.
Tombo Henga Naciones Unidas United Nations. Lung Gavara La Loni Giruniwa, Loy Lagumucha will Loy Pole. Ligia Oni Giruni Le, Angi Neleo, Ishube Lungarifuna, Lugavara La Loni Giruno Loy Lagumucha. Watati Lubaiti, Luarupu Dine Subuti Wamani Lurdo, Subuti Wamani Yakala Yube won't. It is our responsibility then to be able to show that we know the meaning of those declarations.
Right.
You know? So es nuestra responsabilidad demostrar que sabemos el significado de esas declaraciones. Pero si no empezamos con el punto número 1 de organizarnos, entonces, ¿qué es lo que vamos a hablar? Brother Pablo Blanco, I agree with you with regards to the importance of the case against these countries, you know, in sake of reparation. But who are we when you say we? There is no we. There is no Garifuna from my country, from my town of Triunfo de la Cruz, to have a case against the British or intend to have a case or know about a case against the British right now.
Agreed.
There is no individual from La Buga, I believe. I'm going to talk about Triunfo de la Cruz. My community doesn't know a thing about it. Why?
Okay.
Because we don't have the nation telling them that there is a case that we are fighting. Therefore, if it doesn't represent my community, if it doesn't represent your community, then who are we, right? So we must become the nation first. We must become the nation. We must become a respective nation, a nation that is registered and willing to take on the task before we can go ahead and say we. Right now it's them. It's CARICOM doing it. Who's CARICOM? Who's CARICOM? What does CARICOM have to do with us? Who's the Garifuna at CARICOM that represents us? They're just trying to take the money and run and use it in San Vincent, etc. This is not us, brother Pablo Blanco. It's not us yet. So we need to make it to be us. It needs to be us. It really needs to represent our people before it becomes us. Okay? So that's why we are trying to do this. But it will not be done if the majority, or if we don't do the right thing. So I appreciate you bringing this up, and I hope you continue with the idea.
Well, you know, Sandra Miranda just said right now, and it's important that we all know this, and Abba Isen, Lou Miriam, and Roy Cayetano, are you aware that the UNESCO proclamation was the result of a project done in Belize by Miriam and Roy Cayetano?
I believe Andy Palacio played a role in that project as well.
I am aware. I read the proclamation. I read the application, the document written by Belize. The Garifuna people were the one who asked for it. It was not a gift to us. It was something requested by the Garifuna people. It is true.
Okay. So that's a blessing to know that we have a couple of living legends, because that proclamation, not only was it important to the Garifuna people, but it's important to all indigenous people. We as Garifuna people have to be conscious of the fact that every move that we make as indigenous Garifuna people is of benefit to all indigenous people. Now, Pablo Blanco, you had a question coming up for Brother Ruben Reyes?
Yes, in terms of moving forward, EBD Ruben, how do you plan to unite the Garinagu in Honduras, Belize, Guatemala, America, so we could all think as one? What have you proposed? Have you been talking to groups, or in what stage are we in that unification of uniting everyone to be part of the organization of Garifuna Nation?
I think that the plan we started with in about 2012 and 2013 was a perfect plan, and we even have a draft. We have a draft that we did. That the basic plan includes the Garifuna leadership from Belize, Guatemala, Nicaragua, Honduras, Uruguay, the United States coming together. We celebrated a couple of summits. One was done in New York, the other one was done in Tornadero, Honduras. And the first one, leadership showed up. The second one, a lot of Garifuna community members showed up, from the presidents of the patronatos of different villages, but the leaders of the major organizations did not show up. Now, that's where we are. And it is sort of disappointment, because the draft was shared by all of them, in showing them their inclusion in the plan, showing that it has to be, they have to participate in order for this to happen. Right. This did not come as an organization of Ruben Reyes. This became as an invitation for all leaders of these major countries to come and form, their legal status as a nation. But as I said earlier, they were not interested, first of all, because my opinion is they do not understand the concept. And you know what is my proof to that? If they had understood the question, the concept, they would have come together long ago. Right now, Belize has no idea what is going on in Honduras. They have no clue about what kind of fight Okana is putting up there to defend the Garifuna territories of the Garifuna community in Honduras. Otherwise, they will have taken the same step of securing, the community title in every Garifuna village in Belize. And therefore, they will have taken cases to the government, to the judiciary system, with regards to the protection of their land. Otherwise, they will have taken international the same way Triunfo de la Cruz took it, supported by Ofrane, and also Punta Gorda took our case, and then supported by Ofrane, and we won both cases. Right. The two cases that were taken to the International Court of Human Rights by the Garifuna people of Honduras were won, and now the government have to pay. They have to pay back.
No, but we're struggling.
Those areas.
But we're struggling with Brother Ruben. I'm glad you mentioned those two cases, because, and we continue to have the conversation of unity. because even though in 2001, Marion and Roy Cayetano and the country of Belize and the Garinagu there were instrumental in the UNESCO proclamation of 2001, great success. And even though in 2015 we had these cases, these monumental human rights cases that were won by Triunfo de la Cruz, they are still not being honored in the country of Honduras. Belize, for an instance, is not a part of the United Nations to the degree where they adhere to the policies or even the ILO 169. So, Ruben, I only mention all of that to say that without Garifuna unity, there is still, the struggle continues to be extremely hard for us, because only Garifuna unity is going to get these laws passed. Because right now, Triunfo de la Cruz, even though this was 3 years ago, the government of Honduras still has not honored the win by Triunfo de la Cruz.
Well, the thing is this: there isn't a body that enforces that law.
Been putting all their effort, you know, to be able to support Triunfo de la Cruz and reminding the government and fighting the government. But you know why? Triunfo often does not have the support of the way of the Garifuna nation. Because we have not been able to come together to be able to support what our community needs.
Right. It speaks to what Pablo. Excuse me, Brother Ruben. It speaks to what Pablo is saying right now. There, and you're the one speaking. I just want to interject to keep this conversational. But you're the one speaking. I just want to interject to keep this conversational. As Pablo Blanco just said right now, there is not a group to enforce any of these laws.
Exactly. Who's going to enforce them? There is right now, like you said, Belize has not accepted or signed the ILO 169. But there are other ways we can force the government of Belize to comply with the indigenous rights responsibility, their responsibility to the indigenous land rights. You know, how did the Maya did it, and they won. So therefore, we can do it too, without the signature of the 169 convention of ILO.
Okay. Now the Mayas were, and I'm not down talking Garifuna people, because Garifuna A. The Mayas, I know for a fact, they were instrumental because they were organized. The Garifuna nation that we're looking to build is not anywhere near where the Mayas were in 2015, even when they did the marcation of their land in Guatemala and places like Belize. So this all continues to come back to supporting the argument of President Ruben Reyes, the executive director of Mabruiga Garinagu, Pablo Blanco, that without Garifuna unity, we can have victories such as the 2001 UNESCO proclamation and the 2015 World Courts judgment that gave Triunfo de la Cruz the right to actually stand up against the country of Honduras, but 3 years later, it has not been enforced without Garifuna unity. I want to take this moment to plug in the November 9th and 10th symposium that we're going to have in Chicago this year.
Peruto, you have left the audience in Honduras, you know, and Guatemala without understanding, right?
Okay, Ferudu Humana, I'll say it in Garifuna. I believe most everybody speaks this the language. Right now, onke yinla agayo ni kay wagayo biamilu aba luma UNESCO la diga Mariam luma Roy Cayetano luma wagayo biamilu Kensi Joan Russell aba isini man wagayo biamilu Kensi indura tuma orfane sin hamuga Honda go Garinagu mawanse ruba dua porque madiga lagi li gobierno de Honduras le lube hamuga hadugani wow kay garinagu on ke gaye wama sin wonda gun magaye rubadu so buset na hamuga na chi na bu na nagani musu chance le lu hamuga invitar wamane huno lida unsu hati ne fuluma DC luma unsu hati wonda gu ba Chicago the shulu ba Ingrid Gamboa wadima lugian la chuluba Ruben Reyes Los Angeles again, la chuluba Pablo Blanco New York again, la chuluba Yaya San Francisco again, Yembe Joseph Miranda, chuluba Joyce Cayetano, Ojalá chuluba Dame Sandra Miranda Balis again, Lume Wayanha Igibu Louis Gibu, porque Ahua Mayanuha Igibu Louis Gibu Mawan Serubadua. Pablo, Cabengo, man.
The time is here. Chilulida, Luti, we need the divisiveness. We got to leave the divisiveness alone. I mean, we have a very compelling history. Our history, in comparison to other ethnic groups in the world, people are fascinated by us. People are very fascinated by us. One, that we kept so much of our African heritage and the indigenous heritage.
Right.
We still speak the language. Even just by the language alone, people are fascinated by that.
Nice.
So I've been trying to understand why a lot of persons in the Garifuna community fail to kind of like unite these things together. The language, the countries, our history. I'm just baffled at this point because there's so much retention that we have done as a community that we have to celebrate.
Right.
And we have to let other people know. Not just celebrate, but also inform other people, other persons of our accomplishment and our history. Because on this side of the world, on the Western Hemisphere, there hasn't been a group of Africans that have done or have accomplished what we have. I mean, we still have a lot of land in Honduras. A lot of African descendant groups cannot say that. Not even the indigenous people. I mean, a lot of the indigenous people that are cultural cousins, they're saying they're not alive. Like the Taino, the Siboney, the Kalinago, they're not alive anymore. I mean, it's like they don't exist. Even though we know that they're in Dominica, but you don't hear nothing from them. And we're not in that conversation as them. But that's another story, and that's another episode for another day. But one of the things that I wanted to, the reason why I created Mabruiga was just to disseminate information about us. And I think we're doing a good job about that. I mean, Brother Ruben just gave us a whole wealth of data to think about. I mean, we just got to keep the conversation going at this point.
Right. True. Ilubagi wadono, Ruben Reyes, before we close today, antes que cerramos hoy, hermano Ruben, ¿qué serían las últimas palabras que quisieras darnos como garífuna? Cabo hamuga hanga won, blue wondagon. Cabo hamuga hanga won, blue hamuga wasamino, que ere ni la hamuga wondagon. What can you tell us today to have us begin to think that if we unite, the strength that we're looking for, the autonomy, the economic development, the educational development, all of the above that we're looking for is within unity. Cabo Humuga Hangawon, what can you tell us, President Ruben Reyes?
And in addition to that, how can we contact Ruben Reyes? How can we contact him if we want interested in joining Garifuna Nation?
masudi pe aheng wapara Garifuna tumage la gumu chabuyenye loti ni wichi bunyenye de wabia undrige loti wa gumu pero yano ayenye ida Garifuna o wasani tumage yubrigia tadara li ari warisi pe yenge gawara la wada onda ni hongo har sida ye politik luma sida ligi me aba wa magri ya lui ko hiyo ma no que mantener nuestro tren andando y nuestro tren establecido tiene el idioma cultura tiene la costumbre tiene sobre el riel.
Habochu Kunyate, brother Ruben, you're breaking out. Habochu Kunyate, he ando here in Ruben. Okay, voy a tomar algo company.
Okay. Nosotros, la cultura, nuestra idiosincrasia, nuestras costumbres, etcétera, todo lo que es Garifuna, tema Garifuna, va a través del riel Garifuna. Y el riel Garifuna es el idioma. Estamos ahorita en peligro de idioma, pero tenemos tiempo suficiente para rescatarlo y mantenerlo. Entonces, en casa, cada una de las tiene que tratar de implementar el idioma Garifuna para que el niño cuando nace y crezca sepa de su cultura y de sus valores, ¿verdad? We must implement the use of the Garifuna language in our homes because when the child grow up, he needs to know about Garifuna words. He needs to know about his values as an individual, as an indigenous black, the only indigenous black as a culture and group that exists in America. The only child of two continents, the continent, African continent and American continent, they had a child. It's called the Garifuna child.
Amen.
That's their child.
Yeah,
That's why you cannot find Garifuna in Africa, and no African country can claim the Garifuna people. Therefore, we must keep the culture going. We must keep everything going, but we need to keep the language because that's the rest of the train. And my advice to our people is to continue speaking in our language. You saying, Brother Pablo, that yes, we need to have our medium, we need to have a communication way. Yes, indeed. But what do you mean our? If we do it in English and Spanish, it's not ours. The moment that we come to own our media is when we definitely don't care about English or Spanish. When we're talking to our Garifuna speakers, then we will have accomplished a media for the Garifuna people. But we do have psychological problems, I must say. You know, and we have it in Honduras, in Guatemala.
I gotta laugh at that one.
But we need to start thinking in Garifuna. Garifuna. Ayano alida Garifuna. Adugon disa tumala alida Garifuna. Mabara se wa malau shumagu. Mabara se wa malau laugyo nila alunduna. But mabara se ti wow. Dale ayano alida hanya mabara se ti uto na gitu tomenga de bon shumagu. Kama ti wagu wagia balu wagia rizunye lubai luishi ku nebe say oamo. Luti ora wala nebe say. Demele wayano ha. Lida wanyenye tida tundi se tumala lito. Gawara halime wariengu. Ganye hadua aba
right, Brother Ruben, before because we're about to let you go, and then Ruben and Pablo and I will close, but I want to read to you what Hope Sanford wrote.
Let me add some context. Let me add some context to Hope Sanford. Hope Sanford is a sister. I gotta call her sister, even though she's white. She's a sister, but to me, she's like a black sister. You know what I mean? When I went on the Solidarity Caravan in 2014, in which I went to those 14 cities, well, those various cities in the Eastern Corridor, the 6 cities in Texas, and 2 cities in Tamaulipas, she was in San Antonio, I believe. Hope you could correct me on that. I believe we met at San Antonio. Very activist, oriented, human. That's what Hope is. Hope is human.
Amen.
If that's possible.
Right, right.
And she loves. We was talking about Garifuna when I was there in Texas, and she was in the struggle with us because I was speaking out against the woman that there was about 100 women that came from Honduras
Mhm.
to the Bronx, in which I and Hector Zapata and Pablo Gomez and other people and Carla Garcia, we organized different services, legal services, and a whole bunch of things for these women. And we did this solidarity caravan, and myself and Pablo Gomez volunteered to go to these different locations throughout the Eastern Corridor and speak out against it. Just let people know this is what's going on in our community. So
Right.
that's why I met Hope. So when she says that she loves speaking Garifuna Busetina, the Duma Garifuna Bu Hope, Lubagan Bu Nina, Damene na Chile Tesa, Nudi Bahalobo.
You know, thank you, man, for introducing Hope. But Hope said, I love hearing Garifuna spoken. I appreciate the whole interview. And Brother Ruben, the last thing she said was, but the fact that the language is alive and spoken is heartening.
Right. And that's very important because the what divides us from a lot of ethnic groups, Trevor, is our language. Because if you look at us, we look African American or Black American or Caribbean
Yeah,
American, but
yeah.
dale wogome so adumi agarifuna abieto
It's a
hon muto hakate la wengube. Abieto,
it's a
they have no idea what we're saying.
it's not French, it's not Spanish, it's not Creole, it's a language.
Yes. Which
Yeah,
has its own sentence structure, verbs, adverbs, nouns, pronouns, and so
right,
forth. And we have a dictionary going back to 1665.
right. And Brother Ruben also wrote a Garifuna. Ruben Reyes is the only Garifuna in history that has written a Garifuna dictionary. In other words, a dictionary for Garifuna by Garifuna.
Right.
First time in history. First time in history. Anna Love, Aba Isani Sereme Hum. Brother Ruben, can you go ahead and give us a closing remark? And then we'll go ahead and let you go. And we want to thank you for coming out to Mabruiga Garinagu today. Busiete Wegu Sereme La Hatilu Wunye, Luhayano Hawama, Luagu Garifuna Duo, Iwahate Huma. Wahate Huma Deme Wachilu Lidon Naciones Unidas.
Leader Wiyenye.
Seremeniabo ibiri Trevor, Seremeniabo ibiri Pablo Blanco, Loago Adagmanole Hadegubay, Unda Pinasarago, La Nibure Gate La, Hawan, Sereguti and Cafe, Ayang Wagrige Waina Mohayanoi, Memigi Budano Motige Bugale Higirubay, the Mama Wagia Banile. Little to Aibuga, Lagule, Aprende, Lumale Walagante, Hamage Hibiri Grigia, Mabule the Wame. La gulela wa dugu be ugewe yu mama la wagia kumete habani loti tivichu kutereme ho wa yunaku tereme ge ho wa gubri guhan ibage ginya baya tereme ge tu wuri garifuna la dalla nari me emeni habuta nomole huwa ta wuri garifuna huwa di wa hamoga kai garinagu ari ha humo ofene da bandi ugiria file hatudage ofene wote ni aba hada ge budu tilla wuri buho mua da tiabi ve Gregoria Flore prumia tu wuri ofrane tugia nugabani uribu lula guna pero la bagari do uribu la gendo guno mua
Gregoria
aba ya wuri aba tiabi aba ya wuri Miriam Miranda adia lo mutile awagu gula uri we meni kita binar hamo ke aba upo ke aba motu. So I want to thank you, Brother Pablo Blanco and Brother Trevor, for the efforts you are doing. You know, I really appreciate the fact that you are young people. You know, we are still walking on the shoulders of older people. I still have a father, still have uncles. There's still a generation ahead of me. And I don't forget their efforts and what they did and the rest of the Garifuna people in order for us to be here today. You know, let's not forget that this is not initiated by us. But it is our responsibility to take it to a different level. It is our responsibility to not forget, you know, what we learned from them. And let's not get straight on the road, because otherwise we will never make it to their intended destination. The destination is very clear. Garifuna Dual, the leadership of the Garifuna people, the Garifuna Nation for all.
Right.
The Garifuna Nation has to bring in leadership from within the people, from within the Garifuna people, to be able to do what is necessary. Oh, man. How you doing? I'm on the phone. Let me get back to you in a few minutes. Yeah.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Little June here. Little June here, but I'm going to get back with you in a minute.
We're always working. We're always working. Go ahead, Ruben. Go ahead, Ruben.
So, entonces, Mama, we don't have to forget where we coming from, where we come from, in order for us to know where we are today.
Amen.
Therefore, we can define our destiny. We can define our future. Nosotros tenemos que agradecer el hecho de que estamos aquí hoy gracias a la aventura que hicieron nuestros ancestros, nuestros padres. Estoy muy contento, Pablo Blanco y Trevor Palacio, porque ustedes son dos jóvenes. Ustedes son la generación de mis hermanos pequeños, no todavía la generación de mis hijos, pero son la generación de mis hermanos menores. Y estoy muy contento de que ustedes estén tomando esta lucha garífuna, la informativa a nuestro pueblo garífuna, para que de esta manera la comunidad despierte y sepa de sus valores, sepa de su responsabilidad y también sepa de sus derechos, ¿verdad? Nosotros somos un pueblo unido que tenemos que conocer de dónde venimos para que sepamos dónde estamos y de esta manera podamos definir nuestro destino y forjar nuestro futuro unido como un pueblo triunfador. Muchísimas gracias. Thank you very much.
And Ruben Reyes, if the people want to reach you, where can the people reach Garifuna Nation and reach you? Now, anytime they reach out to us, we're going to make sure that they communicate with you directly. But if the people want to reach out to the Garifuna Nation, where can they find you?
Garifunanation.org is a website, garifunanation.org.
Okay.
You can find us at Garifuna Nation at Facebook, and also my phone number is garifunabarua@gmail.com. Garifunabarua@gmail.com is an email received by the Executive Secretary of Garifuna Nation. So those are the areas, but if you want to contact me direct, it's 323-864-1007. 323-864-1007.
All right, Brother Ruben, I want to say my thank yous for being on here tonight, and then Pablo is going to thank you, and then we'll let you go. Sereme Hachilu Win, man. How about you sitting?
Sereme logo hidani ibiri ubin Ruben ani aba luti naligdini neubanya ya Chicago nefulida unsuhati gayati hanugu aba garaudi no. Okay.
Ruben,
Sereme.
Ruben, if you could actually bring multiple Garifuna dictionaries for those who are going to attend the symposium in Chicago, November 9th and 10th, and the landscape, Donna, Chopin, and everyone else is Garifuna flavor. Purchase your ticket, land in Midway, rent a hotel near Garifuna flavor, and you're going to be just fine, because we're going to do everything we're going to do in Garifuna flavor. So, Brother Ruben, please bring a couple of dictionaries to Chicago.
Window.
All right. Seremi logo hidani aba isiri.
So this was a great conversation, Trevor, in the sense, in terms of us knowing what organizations are out there and where they're at and how they're trying to unite the community.
Right.
And that's very important for us. Like I told you, we got three countries to go after: British, French, and Spanish.
Right. But my thing is this, Pablo.
That's something that if I don't start, I want my sons to start to finish that.
No, I'm with you.
You know?
I'm with you, but no, I just want to say I'm a fighter. Yo soy un peleador. Nugia, Donna, make sure you're there with your daughter, please, in Chicago. But I just want to say, Pablo, I'm a fighter. But
You have no choice.
I don't go into any fight if I'm not prepared.
Right.
Okay. And
And that word
if
preparation is important. In today's terms, how do you get prepared in America? How
right,
are you prepared? You
right,
know, we know that this is a
right,
legacious country, you know what I
right,
mean? So, and we need to have the economic resources to back
right.
up what we're fighting.
And we do though, because remember our conversation 3 weeks ago was the professionals that we have. We have school teachers, we have
Right.
doctors, we have
We have
lawyers,
everything.
we have judges,
We
we
have
have
everything.
bus drivers, we have retired accountants like Samuel Miranda and Belize. You know, we have everything that we need. Every single aspect of success has been tapped by Garifuna people one way or the other. The only thing that is lacking right now is for us to actually come together and say, you know what? We are a nation. We are one people. And I understand what Aurabuni, Amura Nuni means. Ahora ya entiendo qué significa Aurabuni, Amura Nuni. Yo para ti, tú para mí. Lo
I for you,
entendemos.
you for me.
I for you, you for me. You know, the time has come for us to truly understand what that means. And we want to ask everyone, if you can, November 9th and 10th, be in Chicago. You get a chance to look at these leaders in the face. You get a chance to meet me. You get a chance to meet Pablo Blanco. You get a chance to meet Bill Flores. You get a chance to meet Francois Estrada of Gary Vision, Berlin Orzu. A lot of phenomenal people will be there. Ingrid Gamboa of Guatemala, Gadu Nunez of Houston, Texas, Bodoma, Andy Ordonez, Jackie Stevenson of Barauda Variety. Jackie, we have Shirley Gibbons, we have Ana Castillo, we have Ivan Santos, we have Agustin Guerrero of La Cueva in Houston, Texas. Dr. Aranda, we don't know if he's going to be there.
Right.
He has officially not been invited yet, but if we could get a chance to invite Dr. Aranda to be in this conversation, we don't have the money. Pablo, we don't have the money to get all of the people that we need to this symposium. So we ask everyone to, like Donna says, Donna, I love you. I don't even know you, but I love you automatically. Let's unite. But we need
Donna,
the bread and butter.
Trevor, Donna is a distant cousin of mine from Trujillo. My
Okay.
grandfather was married to her grandmother. So
Okay.
when we was kids, I used to go there. I used to take my grandmother rather, from the Bronx at like 10 years old to East Harlem to visit
Okay.
her brother. And Donna, I grew up with them.
Okay.
So Donna knows me going back to, man, for ages. And
Like
that's, that's
four
family.
flats on a Cadillac.
Exactly. Exactly. So
All right, Pablo.
Donna, I'm glad
Close
you in
us
it.
out.
I want you to bring the girls. But yeah, we gotta go, man. It's getting late.
Yeah, no. Go ahead and close us out. One down to bring the girls. Whatever it is that you have to say, if you could go ahead and officially close us out. I ain't want to be with Dodo. Lume, you know, Luha super new gig ke aba la watati you lead that down. Aba la ke wagum to lead that down, man.
Aye, Luti wasabi na ke muga aba ubo. What's the word that he used for in Garifuna for nation? Barauda?
Barua.
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 Aba barua wogi. We're
Yeah.
one nation. We're one nation, dispersed throughout different parts of the world. What's going on in Honduras? People from Guatemala, Garifuna people from Guatemala and Belize and Nicaragua and Uruguay need to pay attention to that. Because if we lose Honduras, if the Garinagu from Honduras are displaced, where would they go after that? Who's going to maintain the culture? Because the culture has been cultivated, has been preserved in Honduras. If we can't practice our culture in Honduras, I don't even want to imagine what that's like or what it will become. So that's why we have these conversations. In Mabruiga Garinagu, we are on our way to uniting ourselves here in this country because, for intents and purposes, Trevor, we should have a team of people writing to Congress people in their
Every day.
respective states and
Every day.
representatives,
Yeah.
the civic engagement
But component, right.
needs to be there. We need to be doing protest on council in councils. Like this week is gonna be a big thing at the United Nations. We need every Garifuna group that does the folklore, Bodoma. We have Lisanic Bodoma.
Right.
We have
All
Hamalili
trustees.
Wayuna. We
Right.
got Chief Joseph Tatu. We have all these artists and the folk um artists. We need to protest the United Nations and the Honduras consulate
Yes, we
of
do.
what they're
All of
doing. Of what they're
all of
doing. We need to go to the consulate over here in Washington D.C. Why we're not doing that?
well, it
That's the
starts
elephant in
with
the room question.
you that's funny you said that the room because there's always an elephant in the room.
Right.
And the elephant is who we want to ignore, but the elephant is too big to ignore. And I mentioned that because the problem in the Garifuna community is us. We're the elephant in the room. La
Right.
problema, el elefante en el cuarto somos nosotros mismos. No estamos logrando lo que podemos lograr porque nosotros mismos queremos ser ciegos, queremos actuar como que lo que está pasando no está pasando. Busento humuga vego, kama humuga mahitwa, lela ebugu by mabugu, pero lebugu, you know.
Label me your boy do.
Shiluha da luloba lulodagu wasamina lugoana lame wodagu o wawansino ke garinagu ke lego Pastor Herman Cayetano nun wasaga barada. Wasaga barada means we're about to stir things up. And indigenous people standing up, Pablo Blanco, like we're doing right now, that's gonna stir up some things because every other indigenous group is dormant per se, or every other indigenous group has been stifled and they're tired of being torn up and torn down.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And what we're doing as the only Black indigenous people in the Western Hemisphere, I repeat, I'm one of those. I can proudly say, Chopin, Donna, Pablo Blanco, you can say you belong to the tribe of indigenous Black people in the Western Hemisphere. That's one thing to be proud of. But what are we going to do to strengthen ourselves so that it means something substantial?
Right. Because we have the accolades. We have the UNESCO proclamation. We have the language. We
Thank
won
you,
these
Mary.
court cases.
And Mr. Cayetano, Roy Cayetano, thank y'all for the proclamation.
We have all these components. Why don't we unite around these components and come as one? That's my interest. I mean, I don't care what part of Garifuna diaspora you're from. I could care less. Dale weduma Garifuna, dale wemoha, wabina punta. We're the same people. We're the same people. We're the same people. What the problem is that just like in the Black American community, there are a lot of coons. You know, these are people that buck dance and do all type of things and go against the agenda of uniting the Black American community. We have a lot of coons in our community too.
Oh man, ouch.
And we need to purge these people out because they're holding us severely back. When I say Hanyu, that means coons.
Hanyu, man.
Gibetin Hanyu wadago to Trevor. Gibetin Hanyu wadago. That's the problem. Gibetin. It's an epidemic with them right now.
Hey, Chopin agrees with you. Chopin be a
so I see Chopin all the time. I mean, you already know what it is here in New York, man. Gibetin Hanyu know and I'm gonna go on record saying that. I'm not even gonna stop, you know, I gotta speak the truth, man. Give it to you. How you know give it to you.
Give it there, man.
Give it to you. Give it to you.
Right. And as we close, I'm gonna be in Seattle next week. Actually in 2 weeks with Home Garinagu. We're going to continue our voter registration and education program. So we're going to be over there continuing that on. The work that we're doing is not stopping. We want everyone to know that's involved right now in this show, all 12 of you. Pablo Blanco is not here, and he won't be here tomorrow. You know, God spared life. Trevor Palacio is not here, and we won't be here tomorrow. God spared life. Wahan ya lula wansu garifuna duo. Leme lagumuchu, leme lagumu home the buso nego home. Wahan ya lula wansu garifuna duo, pero siati budigani sinhugi. We're here to advance Garifuna Duo, but we can't do it without you. Aquí estamos para avanzar Garifuna Duo, pero no lo podemos hacer sin ustedes. Y le esperamos en Chicago, Noviembre 9 y 10. We wait for you in Chicago, November 9th and 10th. We'll go up by the hood, Chicago. Lida un suhati nefuluma DC. Lida un suhati lume wondago. Sereme Pablo.
Sereme ibiri Trevor. Next week, wadume batuma ibiri Joyce Cayetano. Lutudume Hawama Huogu International Garifuna Council. I believe that's the title of the organization.
Yes,
and
sir.
we need to find out what that is, because that's important. We do need a council for political reasons and others, and social, and
right.
The organization doesn't stop. I mean, we need all these things in place. And I'm mad that, you know, it's starting now, but it's better than late than never, and I'm happy about that. So
Agreed.
Sister Joyce, she's going to give us more information about that, and I hope you guys could join us. Puseti lu hebi hebi compañero la aba ya semana lo wadume batume ibiri Joyce Cayetano Togo International Garifuna Council tem sayin o togume sayin wani wani kate hama tinda Garifuna International Garifuna Council so wayano wabatuma wali the bon katela hadugabe International Garifuna Council idulubola gayala kopara wamatum.
Right.
So that's next week. Ladung DC, 10 o'clock, and we wait for you guys. We'll go by Ladung DC leabaya dimas.
All right. Sereme logo hidani bandi iseni hong sungu bay Mabruiga hong sungarinagu.
Mabruiga hong sungarinagu nichu be yanu letida YouTube hogarababe. I'll put this conversation on YouTube tomorrow afternoon. Go to the ECI channel, subscriber page. I'm going to put it in the chat. All the Mabruiga Garinagu conversations are on there. Make sure you share this conversation. Just keep the conversation going. Share with persons who you think will be interested in it. And let's just keep on dialogue. Let's keep the dialogue going as a community. So Trevor, leababa semana nadume hama now boho ke muga mafro loguru buru na ho o loga de lume wadume ha.
Lume was saying the young. Hey Pablo.
Yeah.
Pablo. Yeah, hey Lamotigo. What you let
Garinagu Los C Boys.
Garinagu A. Garinagu A.
It's a powerful song. How about you singing, bro?
J King, one love, baby.
Kuiti gunyo hong so madago.